Dale does here is dive off into a new profession of guiding tours. And we have been fortunate to hear how he started from the ground up and how his passion for that has grown, and even some actual tours that he's gone on. But tonight, Jeff Sanders is going to tell us about, what do you think? His speech titled, "Let's Go Backpacking." Please welcome Jeff Sanders.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters. First, I have a question for you, and that is, where can you go to find a tree that size or scenery like that? Pretty special stuff. Big tree. Anybody know where that tree is? It looks like redwoods, huh? That's up on Stevens Pass. The little road called Foss Lakes where you can hike to what's called, there's a bunch of lakes up there, Copper Lake, Heart Lake, Little Heart, Big Heart. And probably within the first 2 or 3 miles, you run into all sorts of old growth trees like this going up that path.
Wow.
The gentleman, this is my sweetheart in there, and our 2 dogs. But anybody can go backpacking. This is Gaylord, he's one of my hiking partners. And he is 76 years old this year. He's got 3 stents in his heart. I have 1. And he has prostate cancer. And he hikes circles around us. A lot of it has to do with mental attitude. Camaraderie, the scenery are fantastic that you can't get anywhere else unless you own a helicopter. They'll let you land it there, or if you can afford to hire a helicopter to take you all over these places. While you're doing all this, the camaraderie is fantastic, and you get exercise. All you're doing is walking, and everyone says, "Oh, those backs are too heavy, or it's too far to walk." But until you try it, until you get out there and see it, you can't believe how enjoyable it is and what a feeling of accomplishment you have when you get done doing it, right? The other thing is, I did want to talk about the gear. And the other thing is, if you have something to motivate you to do this, would be, who would I like to go backpacking with? You know, my kids growing up, have they moved out of the house? Do they have grandchildren now? What can we do to spend some time together? When you go backpacking, guess what? You actually have to talk to each other. No, not, you know, like we did in the old days, we always talked to each other. No texts, no telephones, no televisions, days on end of just having to talk to each other. It's a whole new concept these days. That's pretty enjoyable. So, I do want to talk a little bit about the equipment that makes it easier. This is actually a new pack I just bought that I haven't gotten to use yet because I've been doing my tours. But this is kind of some of the new technology coming out, and this screen here, it keeps the pack off your back so you don't sweat. You get to breathe, you get a lot of air moving through there. And then this little strap in here, this red strap, slides these shoulder straps up and down. So you can put this on a person with a 6'6" person with a long torso, or you can shorten it for a woman with a really short torso, and just the same pack fits everybody. So the strap just pulls up, and they actually have XL, large, medium, and small sizes right in here, so it tells you about where you are. I know that I'm 19-inch, which is right around medium, and then I adjust it from there. What that does is it allows these hip pads to stay up on top of your hips when you're hiking, and it takes a lot of the load off. It's not that hard. You don't feel it that much. The rest of the weight sort of sits back on your shoulders. So less than 5 pounds, 4.5 pounds for that. Sleeping, you don't need a mattress. 1 pound, a little blow-up air mattress. This is titanium. Inside of here is your stove. And that stove fits on this and heats all the water and food you need for 3 days, 4 days. Sometimes we bring an extra container just in case. That's pretty light. Protection from the tent, 3 pounds, 6 ounces, 2-person tent, pretty easy. This is something extra I carry myself. It's a little blow-up pad for the old guy's bum, so I don't have to sit on the rocks for hours at a time. This goes under your tent, keeps the water out from getting underneath your tent, also serves as a blanket, an emergency blanket in case you're getting cold or something happens. Little things like this are, I wanted to pass this around and show you how light. Inside of here, this is titanium, heating water, you can fry with this pan. In here is the stove and the fuel and a little plastic cup for eating. This is a backpack. You can put all of your clothes in this little backpack and stuff it in your pack, and then when you set up camp, if you want to go somewhere that day and leave everything set up, you just put this on, put a jacket in it, put some food in it, carry it along, it makes it real easy. The food is lightweight. This one is actually Cuban coconut, black beans, and rice. They got some great formulas these days. Really good foods in it, and they're fairly light. Breakfast, it's usually oatmeal or something like that, and lunch is, nuts, dried fruit, so like. This is some of the newest concept in water filtration, which you maybe haven't seen yet. This is the small, I use this one as an emergency. I'm still old school. I use a pump to filter my water, but I'm getting away from that. These come with different sizes of containers. You fill them with water, and then you can squirt it into a cup. You can drink through it like a straw. This little guy right here will filter 10,000 gallons of water down to 1/100th of a micron. Takes out your Giardia, anything else that you're worried about. It's pretty amazing technology, and they're coming now in different sizes. Super lightweight, really nice, so you don't have to carry the heavy pumps and so on. So you can carry all of your food, everything I have, your tent food. If I didn't bring a sleeping bag, but that's usually something that you want, a 15 or 20 degree bag. You can get them 2.5 pounds. And basically we kind of joke about what it costs to get backpacking equipment. If you want to lower the weight that you have in your pack, and you want to get a lighter bag or a lighter pack, whatever, it's about $100 a pound. To lighten your load, it's about $100 a pound. But it is probably the most, I took my grandson, hadn't seen him, I hardly ever get to see him. He's like, what are we going to do, Poppy? So let's go backpacking. So we head out, put 20 pounds on his back. He's like this. Are we there yet? When are we going to get to the campground? I said, I don't know, in about 5 hours. Oh, man. And then after we spent the night and camped and ate and got up and ate breakfast, the next day he was like, gone. Where'd he go? He's out in front of us the whole time, waiting for us every time we got somewhere. There's no restrictions unless you just can't walk. But you can keep a light pack. Everywhere you go is free pretty much. And it is one of the most enjoyable things you can do with your friends. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. Thank you.